All right, welcome to the calorie tracking series. Okay, this is a three-part video series on how to track your calories and macros. This is going to be a very helpful series. I think you're going to get a lot out of it. I'm going to try and be as concise as possible going through this sort of stuff. As I said, it's a three-part series. Video 1, Video 2, Video 3. In Video 1, we're going to be covering how counting calories can help us achieve our body composition goals. What are calories? What are macros? Why do they matter? How can they help us? What are the pros of it? What are some negative things, negative beliefs that we need to break down? And sort of just go through that, just get a little bit of the theory out of the way. In Video 2, we're going to be diving right into the actual method, how to actually track on MyFitnessPal, getting right into it, how to track for social events, how to track alcohol, how to track how to hit your protein and calories consistently, different methods that I use, and go from there. So let's just jump straight into it. Okay, so introduction. So today we're going to be learning how to count calories. Duh. Why are we going to track them? What app to use, the process, solving common scenarios, errors, issues, and techniques to make the process as simple and as easy as possible for you. We're going to be covering theory, some explanations, breaking down some common beliefs and concepts, okay? So getting right into the nitty-gritties. Okay, the overview of this video 1, today we're going to be covering calories and macros. What the fuck are calories? What the fuck are macros? Why do they matter? How we can use them to achieve our goals, pros of tracking calories, breaking down negative beliefs around the whole tracking calories process, because we can all agree that there's that one guy out there or girl that, when you tell them you're tracking your macros, tracking your calories to achieve your body composition goals, they go, "What? You're doing that, man? Oh, surely that's a little bit over the top." Well, if you want to achieve amazing results within a certain time frame, this is the best way to do it. By far the best way to do it. Once you've learned it, it's a simple process. Not easy, but it's a simple process. Okay, let's dive straight into it. So, calories. Calories is a unit of measurement for energy. It is used to calculate how much energy is in food. It's like kilowatts or kilojoules or I don't know what the fuck they use. It's a unit of energy, but just for food, okay? Because food's got energy in it as well. It's got chemical energy, and that's what humans run off. They run off chemical energy from food, okay? So that's essentially what calories is. Calories can be broken down into 3 macronutrients. These are really important. Macros, also call them, which are protein, carbs, and fats. You might have heard this already, but it's just good to, revise. If you don't know what the fuck protein, carbs, and fats are, listen closely. This is super important. So, proteins, carbs, fats. Each individual food, so an apple, a pear, a sandwich, a piece of bread, whatever, a cake. Each piece of food has an amount of protein, carbs, and fats in it, equaling an amount of calories, okay? So it's the addition of those 3 that equal the amount of calories. For example, 100 grams of apple, so 100 grams of apple is 59 calories, it's 14 grams of carbs, 0.2 grams of fat, 0.3 grams of protein. 100 grams of Greek yogurt, just to contrast, 2 different foods. An apple is a very carb-heavy food. Just to contrast it, Greek yogurt, for example, is 117 calories, 7 grams of carbs, 7.6 grams of fat, and 5.5 grams of protein. Just to name some examples and sort of get that contrast in. So, next dot point down here, 1 gram of carbs equals 4 calories. 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories. 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. And it is the addition of the grams of the proteins and carbs and fats that makes the overall calories, okay? That makes the overall calories. So, for example, let's go back to the Greek yogurt, 117 calories. That is 7 grams of carbs. 1 grams of carbs equals 4 calories, times 4. 7.6 grams of fat times 9 calories. 5.5 grams of protein times 4, because 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. That is what makes 117. If you do get your calculator out, it'll be 117 or something close to 117. So that's kind of how macros and calories meet. That's how proteins, carbs, and fats make up the amount of calories in food, and that's kind of how every single food has a macronutrient split, which is basically like how many proteins, carbs, and fats. So the macronutrient split of Greek yogurt is for 117 calories, 7 to 7.6 to 5.5. That's the macronutrient split. The macronutrient split of an apple is 14 to 0.2 to 0.3. Carbs, fats, proteins. Each food has a different macronutrient split. In any given amount of food, the addition of these grams, I'll just get my face out of the way real quick. The addition of these 3 macros makes up the food and the number of calories within that food, just like I just said. Using an app, MyFitnessPal, which we will go through later on, I think in the next video, we can track all the macros and therefore the calories of all the food we eat to produce the total number of calories and gram number of each macro you eat on any given day, which is very important because it represents the intake of energy, the amount of energy you've eaten for that day. Okay, that's really important. The reason we track is so that you can tell your coach how many calories you ate that day, how many grams of protein you ate for that amount of calories for that day, and potentially carbs and fats if you're worrying about carbs and fats as well. Less important, but still nonetheless important. So that's why we do it. That's why you track what to have breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, all that addition. That number is really important. Your daily energy intake. Okay. That's that. Next slide. Okay, so another sort of bit of writing, but just follow along with me bit by bit. So, first point, gaining or losing weight. Title, how can we manipulate calories and macros to achieve our body composition goals? We've learned what calories and macros are now. They're obviously, calories is an energy input. Macros is just what makes up the calories. Why the fuck does it matter? And how can it help us? How can it help me get shredded? So this is how it helps you get shredded. Losing or gaining weight depends on our overall energy balance. Calories in versus calories out. The amount of calories you eat versus the amount of calories you expend. If you expend more than you eat, you will gain weight. No. If you eat less than you expend, then you will lose weight. If you eat more than you expend, you will gain weight. Calories in versus calories out. Let's go through that again. What does calories out mean? What does that mean? The term represents the amount of energy in calories you burn every day. This can be done through many ways. Your metabolic rate is 60% of your calories out alone, just from living and existing. 60% of your calories. That's without doing cardio or walking around or fucking doing anything. 60%. Activity, just walking around, fidgeting, doing just normal random shit. That's about 20%, and the rest of it is sort of like your cardio, your gym, your like just going for high heart rate walks and all those sort of intentional activity exercises is the rest of it. So the collection of those things make up how many calories you burn, how many calories your body burns. Calories in is a term that simply represents the amount of calories you eat. How many total calories do you eat in a day? That number we were talking about just before. Very, very important. So as long as we know the amount of calories that we are eating is less than what we are burning, we will be in a calorie deficit. That's called a calorie deficit. And we will lose weight. Okay? The opposite goes for gaining weight. If you eat more, so calorie surplus, you will gain weight. So that is how it works. Okay? This is why tracking and counting macros is very, very important to see what we are eating, to see what our energy inputs are, what our energy outputs are. Those numbers are very, very important because it indicates to us where our energy balance is. We judge, we get our calories out, we get our calories in, we put that against how much weight we've lost or gained week to week, add in any other variables we need, and that is going to determine, whether we need to take our calories up, whether we need to take our calories down. all these metrics are very important in order for us to achieve the body composition goals. Okay, so it's very, very important that we track the amount of calories we're eating to control and expending. But this series is more about what we're intaking. How to track the intake is very important, so we can control the flow of energy through the body. Flow of energy through the body. You eat the energy, and you spend the energy, and you eat the energy, and you spend the energy. But if you eat less than you expend, then your body's like, fuck, all right, I need more energy to function. All right, let's get some body fat and use that, because body fat is only just stored energy. So what the body does is it utilizes that body fat, clips a bit off, and it goes, all right, let's use this to fill in that gap. Gap between where the maintenance calories is, the amount that the body needs, and the amount that you're eating. It fills that gap with body fat. So it takes body fat off, bang, and before you know it, you've lost a shitload of body fat because you've been in that calorie deficit. Okay? But it's also important not to be in a massive calorie deficit, otherwise your body's just going to sort of metabolically shut down, bring that BMR all the way down. So you want to hit the right amount of calories, of calorie deficit, to be able to keep the body churning and keep the body being like, all right, I'm not starving, but I do need a bit of body fat just to sort of keep things running around here. And that's when you get that consistent body fat over time. You've probably seen people, just eat fuck all, eat nothing, and then their body just sort of shuts down and they can't lose any more weight because, they've just eaten not enough food at all. So that's why tracking macros and calories is really important as well, so that we're not eating too much food, obviously, but also eating enough food as well from a weight loss and a diet standpoint. Okay. A little bit of a side rant there, but we're back on track now. Protein is very important. Okay, so we obviously want to track the calories, we want to track the energy flow, but protein is also very important. It plays a massive role, as well as, so that's one of the macronutrients, protein, as well as resistance training. You're training in the gym, in deciding how much of that weight loss or weight gain is body fat and how much it is muscle. Okay, so if you're in a calorie deficit, then you're going to be losing weight week to week. How much of that weight is muscle, how much of it is fat, that is determined by whether you're eating the right amount of protein and you're training the right amount to a good intensity, and doing the right things while you're training as well. That's going to determine how much of that weight is body fat and how much of it is muscle. If you're losing weight, you want to make sure you maintain as much muscle as possible whilst losing body fat, so that on the other side, you're in the best shape possible, you've got the best physique possible, because you've got all the muscles showing, you've got the six-pack showing, you've got the arms showing, you haven't lost that in the weight loss process, but also to be able to maintain the weight. Like, muscle burns a lot of calories, so if you maintain lots of muscle and you lose the body fat, then you're more likely to keep the body fat off, because you've still got the muscle mass to churn through to keep your metabolic rate high. So that is why, as well as getting the calorie deficit, the protein and the training is very important in order to get a great physique and also keep a great physique as well. So your coach will give you a set number of calories to hit every day. Okay. And even if you find you hear all the shit and you go, I don't give a fuck, I just want to know how to get shredded. That's okay. No stress at all. All you have to do is get the set number of calories that your coach will give you and hit it every day on MyFitnessPal, and hit the protein target as well every day. That's it. That's all you got to do. I know it sounds simple, not as easy as it sounds, but once we sort of learn the process, it actually becomes a lot easier and a lot more simple. So all you have to do is hit the amount of calories that your coach is going to give you and the amount of protein that your coach is going to give you consistently every day. And the more consistent you hit it, the more consistently you hit it every day, the better results you're going to get. It's as simple as that. Your job will be to track the macros and calories and hit it accurately every day, consistently. That's it. That's your job. If you do that, you'll get in amazing shape. And your coach will pretty much, as long as you're hitting it consistently, and we see that you're hitting it consistently, and you're doing all the training and the cardio and all that sort of stuff. We'll be able to see the inputs, the outputs. Do we take the calories down a little bit more? Do we take the calories up a little bit more? Do we add a little bit more cardio? Do we add an extra gym session in? Your coach will be able to make better decisions for you if we know all of these metrics. Okay, the more metrics that your coach knows, the better decisions that your coach is going to be able to make in order to get you the best quality results possible. Okay, so yeah, that's that. All right, so what are the pros of counting calories? Okay, what are the pros? There's many benefits to counting calories. This is why I highly suggest anyone who is really serious about getting in amazing shape and seeing consistent progress with their gym journey, with their body composition goals, that they count calories, because they know they're going to achieve it. It's just the simple factor of like knowing you're eating the right things, knowing you're hitting your amount of food that you need to eat in order to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. That's point two, actually. Just the simple fact of just knowing. That's a massive positive to counting calories. Just knowing you're doing the right thing. But we'll go through the first point first. So flexibility. Massive thing. You can be as flexible with your diet as you want. You can eat different shit every single day. You can have, whatever you want on the weekend. You can have the wines on the weekend. You can have that pizza. You can go out with your friends. You can eat different dinners every night. You can have fucking burgers for breakfast. Obviously, don't do that because, I could go through the micronutrient, health aspect, but purely from like a weight loss, weight gain standpoint, you can still eat the foods you love and achieve your goals, and just be as flexible as you want. Eat different stuff every day, as long as, and you're going to hear me say this a couple of times, as long as you're hitting your calories and your protein and your carbs and fats, if you have goals around that as well. But mainly just your calories and your protein. Hitting that, pretty much eat whatever you want, still achieve your goals. Simple as that. You know that your calories and macros are perfect. Just the simple factor of knowing that you're eating the right amount of food and the right amount of protein to be able to achieve the goals you want to achieve. Just a simple fact of knowing is a massive positive. You can achieve your goals and still enjoy the yummy foods on a regular basis. You can still go out with your friends on the weekend. It's not going to kill you, as long as it just fits into whatever that intake is, okay? Your calories and your protein. You can predict and achieve certain weight loss or weight gain goals in a preferable time frame. If you say, I want to get shredded for Hawaii and I need to do it in 10 weeks, I'll go, all right, let's do that. What body fat percentage are we now? We're about 20% body fat. All right, we're going to have to eat this amount of calories and this amount of protein in order to achieve it. If it's only within 10 weeks, that's not a very massive time frame. So you're probably going to have to be in a pretty big deficit and put yourself at risk of losing muscle as well, in order to get down to that shape you want to get down to. But it at least gives you that option. Like if you're willing to put in the work and, go to that place, then you can. Like you can accurately predict, as long as you do hit those calories and macros. And again, if it's in like 8 to 10 weeks that you want to get from being like 20 to 25% body fat all the way to having a six pack, you want to do that in 8 to 10 weeks. It's gonna suck. It's gonna absolutely suck, and you're gonna be hungry and and craving shit, and probably not stick to your diet. But if it was something like 8 to 10 weeks and you were 18% body fat and you wanted to get down to 12% body fat, I'd say you can do that in 10 to 12 weeks. And it's, you'd probably be a little bit hungry, but you could still get it done, and be able to know that you're going to stick to it consistently. So, it just gives you that, just tracking calories and macros just gives you the power to be able to predict and achieve certain weight loss goals in a preferable time frame, whatever that time frame might be. Okay, and you can see that progression week to week because you know that you're eating the right amount of food. Okay, so this is the most reliable method for achieving your body composition goals, period. Okay, this is the most reliable method. This is the best way to do it. There's no other keto diet, paleo thing that's going to get you close, that's going to get you better results than this in an amount of time frame. This is it. This hacks the body basically into getting a six pack. If you know how to do this, the world is your oyster. Like you can get into any shape you want. As long as you're following some sort of phased program, which we're going to give you, and hitting all your calories and your macros at the right times, dropping it at the right times, not eating too or less food, otherwise your metabolic rate shuts down. Just knowing the general process and being able to track your macros, it is the most reliable method, to achieving these body composition goals, hands down. As I've said to clients in my past, and I say to people all the time, 95% plus of those amazing transformations you see online, done by people who are tracking their macros and calories. Full stop. Okay, so many positives to tracking your calories. Yes, it's a little bit tedious to learn. It's hard to learn, but once you've got it, and you're in the routine, so easy and so cool and interesting, and you get results, like that, so obviously not like that, but it takes work still in the gym and whatever, but it just makes it so much more predictable, and makes the coach's job a lot easier as well, because he can see all the inputs and make appropriate decisions for you to achieve your goals. All right, so breaking down the negative beliefs around calorie counting. Okay, so this is a really important thing to cover as well. So calorie counting is often associated with added stress, dieting taken too far, or unnecessary obsessiveness. We've all heard that person who, when you tell them you're counting your macros or whatever, they go, "Oh, come on, that's a little bit too far, don't you reckon? That's a little bit over the top, don't you reckon? You heard of body dysmorphia? Do you reckon you have body dysmorphia?" It's like, well, here's the thing. I really want to achieve these goals in the gym. I care about my health. I care about how I look. I want to get an amazing shape, and this is going to guarantee me results. And it's as simple as that. You can literally say that to the person. They'll be like, so it's like, it's all about perception, and that's the last point. When tracking your macros, and this is a really, really important thing. When tracking your macros and calories, it really should take the stress out of dieting, not the other way around. It should take the stress out of it, not the other way around. Often people associate it with stress. It's a lot of stress counting your calories and doing that every day. Like, it sounds so stressful. Like, I don't want to do that. It's like a lot of work. But actually, it takes the stress out of it, because you're doing the right thing in order to achieve the goals you want to achieve. Simple as that. It actually does the other thing. It takes the stress out of it. So, what's more stressful than not knowing, what's more stressful than just the unknown of, like, am I eating the right things? Am I eating enough? Can I eat this? Can I have a wine? Is it going to ruin my body composition goals if I have a glass of wine on the weekend? That is stressful. If you just track the wine in your calorie, in your MyFitnessPal, bang, you're good. You can have that wine guilt-free, guilt-free, stress-free, it takes the stress out of it. Trust me. And it's all about perception. It's all about how you view it. Okay. I've got a note here about perception, and I'll read it out. Perception of counting calories and macros. It is the perception that dictates your relationship with the process. If you perceive it as a positive thing, and you find counting macros interesting and cool, that you can control the flow of energy through your body, and to be able to measure results, and then you will simply enjoy this process instead of seeing it as a burden. You will enjoy this process rather than seeing it as something that puts stress in your life. You will enjoy it, and it will take stress out of your life. So that is very important, that you perceive it like that, because if you perceive it the wrong way, it's not gonna last. You're not gonna last in this process very long, and most likely it's going to be hard to achieve whatever body composition goals you want to achieve. It can still be done without counting macros, but it's a lot harder. So if you perceive this process as being cool, interesting, fun, I get to play a little game on my phone every day. I don't know. Then yeah, this is going to be an enjoyable process, and you're going to love seeing the results for the amount of work you're putting in. You're putting so much work in the gym, you're putting so much work on the treadmill or getting your steps. Like, all that work could potentially not be optimized if you're not getting this right. If you're getting this right, bang, you're getting the best results possible. Like, that's so liberating, isn't it? It's like, wow, I'm getting really good results because I'm doing the right things. And this is a great start. So yeah, another thing about breaking down the negative beliefs. So this method is done by millions. It's done by so many people around the world. As I said, 95+% people on the internet that you've seen with these kind of transformations have done it through counting macros and calories. Simply it. There's no special keto or paleo or anything that's going to get you a six pack. It's literally just calories in, calories out. Once you count your calories in, your calories out, and you have your coach to help you out as well through this journey, then bang, like before you know it, you can achieve results just like that. So yeah, it works. It gets amazing results. Once you learn the skill, you will have it for life. You might not be tracking calories for your whole life, and I don't expect you to. But if there's any point in your life where you want to get in amazing shape, bang, you have the skill, whip it out. You know exactly what to do, and you can get in amazing shape anytime you want. So yes, it's going to be a little bit hard watching these 3 videos, and maybe you want to take some notes and really just focus on learning the skill. But once you've learned the skill, and if you nail the skill and you just really really focus on learning it as we teach you it, and get it down, bang, like you're gonna you can be in any shape you want to be in. Literally, you can be in any shape you want to be in if you learn the skill, and you will have it for life. Lack of understanding. Breaking down the negative beliefs. So lack of understanding of specificity around calories, people not exactly knowing the energy flow causes rebound. So even if you do diet down, if you don't know how to track your calories and you don't know how that sort of works, you're most likely gonna rebound because you'll diet down, you'll most likely be eating really, really good foods, and then you've got into a really good shape, and then you go back to eating normally, and then bang, you rebound again. Whereas if you're dieting down and you're doing 80-20, eating the foods that you want to eat on the weekend, but you're still eating really good on the weekend, tracking macros day to day, then you know what you have to do in order to stay in that amazing shape once you've achieved an amazing body shape, that your goal body shape. So you know how to keep it. It's really, really important. And a lack of understanding around these calories will cause rebound. The skill helps you get in amazing shape, but more importantly, stay in incredible shape as well. You have an understanding of it, and therefore you have an understanding of the foods you need to eat, how much you need to eat in order to stay in incredible shape. Yes, you might not be in that Hawaiian shape, like I didn't maintain that six pack. I went through a bit more of like a build phase afterwards, and I had to lose it in order to gain more muscle mass. And that's okay. It's just me wanting to achieve a different shape, achieve a better shape. So you might go through different phases, but if you want to keep that shape, you can, because you know how it works. So yeah. One more thing about breaking down the negative beliefs. Often, if people are avoidant when it comes to counting calories, it is most likely because they believe the process is going to cost them stress or time. Kind of like what we mentioned before. It's going to cost them stress or time. That's what they believe when they think counting calories, stress, time, I don't want to do it. When really, the only problems that will arise from this process of counting calories will be from a lack of understanding of the most efficient way to do it. Once you understand how to do it efficiently, then it's going to take so much time and effort out of the process so that you can still track it and know all your metrics with the minimal time and effort possible. And that's exactly why we're here and we're teaching you this, because you could probably go learn it by yourself online, but you would probably have to go through stages of making it more and more efficient just by learning these things over the space of years, like I did. I had to learn this stuff over 5 years. Like no one taught me in a course. I just had to learn it just from doing it. But Zach and I have condensed this information down into 3 videos so that all you have to do is watch these 3 videos and retain all the information, and then bang, the most efficient way to do it, least time spent doing it, to get to track your macros and get in amazing shape. Okay. Once you've learned this, the best and most efficient way to do it, which we will teach you, you won't encounter problems, and therefore it will be stress-free. And yes, you might encounter a problem here and there, but we'll teach you all the methods to overcome any problem that you might have. Okay, and that's more in video 3, problems, how to overcome problems. Because yes, there are going to be problems, there's going to be issues, but as long as you know how to overcome them when they arise, that's the main thing. That's going to take the stress out of it. Okay. Ultimately, in conclusion, tracking calories is about enjoyment. Okay, it's about enjoyment, not the other way around. It's not about restriction. It's about enjoyment. At the end of the day, counting macros will help you achieve your dream body weight. Dream body. But, weight, as long as you're doing all the other things, that's more body composition. But, your dream weight. And helping you achieve that dream body while still being able to enjoy the foods you love. It's as simple as that. Don't let anyone tell you different, because there are going to be people on this journey of you counting your macros that are going to tell you you're taking it too far, you're being obsessive, you've got body dysmorphia. People will tell you those things. You have to have the strength to go, no, I'm doing this for me. I want to get in amazing shape. This is how I'm going to do it, and it's the best and most efficient way to do it. Yes, it's not the only way to do it, but it is the best and most efficient way to do it. So once you know these skills, bang, it's as I said, it's a body hack. It's literally just hacking that law of calories in, calories out, so that you can achieve an amazing physique. If you're fully serious and committed to getting 5-star results, learning this skill is a huge step in the right direction. If you want results, cool, try keto. If you want 5-star results, this is how you get them. This is how you get a 6-pack. So yeah, it's as simple as that. It's not an easy skill to learn. As I've said just before, it's not an easy skill to learn, but like anything in life, once you get it, you get it. And it makes this entire transformation process a lot easier, faster, and more enjoyable. Enjoyable keyword there. Easier, faster, more enjoyable. Transform your body in the best and most enjoyable way possible. This is the key. You probably see guys out on the internet telling you, you can still eat the foods you love and achieve your, body transformation goals. This is it. This is the secret. Whatever the secret they're trying to hide, this is the secret. You just learned the secret. That's it. Just calories in, calories out. Know your calories, and yeah, sweet. Next video. So that's that. Cool. That is pretty much the end of this video. Hope you found this really informative. And I know I sort of talked on there, but now hopefully you fully understand about calories and macros, why we want to track them, the whole process, the pros, some of the cons, and overcoming those negative beliefs, and understand this process better. Okay. We're now going to go into video 2, where we're going to get more into the nitty gritty about how to actually track them, getting into MyFitnessPal, the common errors, and overcoming those issues so that you can do it the most efficient way possible. Okay. Catch you soon in the next video. And if you have any questions about this, just reach out to your coach. And we'll get you on your way to achieving that dream body. Okay. Thanks, guys.